Hello vinyl community, this is Randy, back today with another video. Prog Rock Tommy's Corner has come up with a thread regarding live albums, and he's posted a video and answered the thread himself. It was a cool video, I enjoyed it. So he asked if any of us wanted to do a response, to go ahead and post a response to that. So that's what I'm going to do. He has 3 questions for us to respond to. He wants us to show 2 live albums that we enjoy. He wants us to list 1 song that we like the live version better than the studio version. And then he asked us, have we ever seen our favorite artist or band live? So, yeah, so I'm going to show a couple of live albums here. I'm actually going to show a couple more than 2. Because this thread is just so perfect for me, because I love live albums, and yeah, so I have plenty of live albums here I'd like to show, but I'm going to hold it down to just 4. So the first one I'm going to show you is Three Dog Night, live at the Fabulous Forum, captured live at the Forum. This is a live album from, I think this is from about 1970 or so, and obviously features Three Dog Night. Three Dog Night, a really big singles band from the late 60s right up through the mid 70s, or maybe even the late 70s. I'm not really sure when they quit playing. This is a cool live album though. I like this one a lot. This is a band that I never did get to see live, but I think I would have enjoyed seeing them. This is an interesting record because they do quite a few songs on here that are not really necessarily their hit songs. So here's what the label looks like, standard Dunhill label. But it starts out with, so this was recorded at the Forum, so I assume this is pretty much the way they played them in concert. So it starts out with 2 Traffic songs, Heaven Is In Your Mind and Feeling Alright. Interestingly, on the, on the cover here they do list it as Heaven Is In Your Mind, so, yeah, on the inside here, they call that song Heaven. So I don't know why they give it 2 different names, but anyway, it's that Traffic song that we all know and love, so they do a version of that, and then they do another Traffic song, Feeling Alright. So those are really cool. Then they do a song called It's For You, which I'd never heard before. That's just a short intro, really a vocal intro, so where it sort of displays their vocal talents, the 3 main singers for Three Dog Night, and then goes into Nobody. It's a cool song. And finally, they end up side 1 with their first hit song, One. Song 1. So I thought it's kind of unusual that on a live album you get all the way almost through the whole first side before you hear one of the band's one of their own hits. Side 2 starts with Chest Fever, the band song, the song by the band, Chest Fever. So this is an interesting live album because they're covering other band songs, which makes sense for Three Dog Night because they didn't write their own songs anyway. They were always singing other people's songs, so covering some of these other hits makes sense. After that, they do have 2 of their own hits again, Eli's Coming and Easy to Be Hard. Then it ends with a really long version of Try a Little Tenderness. So, yeah, I thought this was a cool album. It has this cool inner sleeve, shows this woman here. Dunhill is turning on the people. Yeah, I thought this was cool just because it sort of showed how a band that really focuses very much on their vocals can come out, and actually they rock a little bit harder than they do on their singles. So another interesting thing about this is it lists the band members here. It lists the 4 guys who play the instruments. So yeah, Three Dog Night was a real band. I think they had the same 4 guys that always played for them. So it really was a 7-member band. It wasn't just the 3 singers. But the interesting thing is this record only lists the 4 guys who play the instruments. It doesn't even list the 3 singers who, I would think of as the stars of the band. So yeah. Anyway, captured live at the Forum. So that was a good early live album. Another band that I did not get to see, but would really have liked to have seen, was James Gang. So this is their live album, James Gang Live in Concert. This song comes out, this album starts out with the song Stop, which is just basically almost like a hard rock song. There's Joe Walsh just jamming on guitar, using lots of wah-wah pedal and distortion. And sort of the same with You're Gonna Need Me. Then they take a look around, which starts out kind of slow, but that ends up jamming too. They slow it down a little bit with Tend My Garden, but then Rock Out Again. Their hit song Walk Away starts out side 2, but then the rest of side 2 is this long jam song, Lost Woman. So that goes through all kinds of, drum solo and audience sing-along and chanting and hard rock. So just all the stuff that I think when people went to rock shows in the 70s that they expected the band to do, the sort of all the standard stuff. So this is a fantastic live album. James Gang, live in concert. This is on the same label, I think. This, well, no, I guess it's not the same. This is the ABC Records. So, yeah, ABC Dunhill is there. The next live album I have to show you is by one guy I really wish I had gotten to see, Jimi Hendrix. This is Blue Wild Angel, Jimi Hendrix live at the Isle of Wight. So this is a 3-record set. Here's the track listing on here. So this was recorded August of 1970 at the Isle of Wight Festival. It tells me on the in this booklet here that came with it, that this was the first time Hendrix had performed in England in 2 years. So I don't know why he would have gone 2 full years without performing in England. That's kind of where he got his start as a big star, I thought. But yeah, that's what the booklet tells me. So we have some good pictures here of the band. So the band that he's playing with on here is Noel Redding on bass and Mitch Mitchell on drums. So not exactly the same as the Band of Gypsies that would have had Buddy Miles on drums, and not quite the Experience either. So sort of a mixture of those, but mostly it's Jimmy leading the way. So starts out with God Save the Queen, and there just 40 seconds of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Other than that, this would have been a fantastic show. He does all the hit songs, and he does his longer jammy songs too. So side 2 is a 23-minute version of Machine Gun, and then by the time you get to side 6, he's doing well, Hey Joe and Purple Haze, which were hits, but then he ends up with Voodoo Child and In From the Storm. So fantastic jam type songs to end the concert with. So yeah, fantastic live album. I mean, probably if there's any one artist or performer that I didn't get to see live that I would really like to have had a chance to see live, it would have been Jimmy. This is the booklet that came with it. It has a little bit of information here and some cool pictures. Marshall Stacks. Comes with these custom labels. They all look like this. They're like, they have this picture on one side and this picture on the other side. So yeah, Blue Wild Angel. And the last live album I'm going to show you was the one that we're hearing in the background right now. The Byrds, live at Royal Albert Hall in 1971. We are hearing side 3, which is all 8 Miles High. It's a fantastic version of 8 Miles High. It takes up the whole side. It starts out really as just a jam. You can't really necessarily recognize that it's going to become 8 Miles High, but it does. And well, we're hearing the drum and bass solo right now, so it tells me in here, talks about the band and everything and the concerts. And Roger McGuinn says that basically the drum solo just evolved out of the fact that he and Clarence White wanted to take a cigarette break during the set, so that gave them a chance to take a break while Gene Parsons and Skip Batten, the bass player, jammed for a while. So that's the band: Gene Parsons on drums, Skip Batten on bass, Clarence White on guitar, and Roger McGuinn. So live at Royal Albert Hall in 1971. This has all the great songs on it. So fantastic version of Love of the Bayou. Well, no, I shouldn't say it has all the great songs. It doesn't have all the great songs, but it has a lot of the really good songs. So they do some of their standard old ones on here, like Mr. Tambourine Man. So that is actually going to be my answer for the next question. One song that I like live better than the studio version. The live version that they do on here of Mr. Tambourine Man is just fantastic. They sort of lose the jingle jangle. It doesn't have so much of Roger McGuinn's 12-string guitar, but it features his vocals with, I'm not sure if it's Clarence White or Skip Batten that's singing with him, but it has some good harmony vocals on it, and they also do all the verses. You know, on the hit song version of Mr. Tambourine Man, I think they only did like maybe 1 or 2 verses of Dylan's whole song. On here, they do the other verses. So this is a really good version of that song. So here's the track listing for this album. The whole album is really good, though. This is the best version of the Byrds, I think. I mean, especially as far as playing live, because all 4 of these were excellent musicians. I'm not sure, when they started out, if they were necessarily all that good as a live band. So, yeah, the Byrds at Royal Albert Hall. This on Sunday's Records. This came out, I'm not sure when this came out, but this is the label looks like for this. So, and then the last question is, have you seen your favorite artist or band live? So, well, I mean, I have several favorite artists and bands, and so Grateful Dead I saw live several times, so I was very glad that I did get to see them. I never got to see the Byrds, but I did get to go see a couple of years ago when they were doing this, I guess, sort of a tribute to Sweetheart of the Rodeo. I went to that show, so that was excellent. Really enjoyed the show. Roger McGuinn and Chris Hillman were there. Marty Stewart's band actually was the backing band along with those two. It was a good show. I guess, my only minor problem with this show was a real problem, but it was just so polished. It was just so perfect. I mean, they really just played the songs absolutely perfectly. There really was not much or no jamming or anything like that at all. So, but I guess that's what they decided to do. They wanted to really stick close to the to a prepared show, I guess. So it was all good. I enjoyed it. So yeah. So that's my that's how I feel about live records. I'm a big fan of live records. So yeah. Thanks for coming up with this thread, Edward. I think it's a good one. And yeah, if anybody else wants to jump in on this one, I mean, there's a ton of good live albums out there for people to discuss. So yeah, that's it. So hope everyone's doing well out there, and yeah, thanks very much for watching.